Hey y'all! Welcome to my channel! I'm Kat, and I make I make videos about The Sims and other things, so that's what we're doing right now. We're gonna make a Catan inspired build because all I've been doing during quarantine is playing Settlers of Catan with my friends, and so I felt like it would only be appropriate to make a build on The Sims that was inspired by Catan. I did try to somehow make like the actual whole board in a build, but it just wasn't, it wasn't interesting. It was just like I spray painted the ground and yeah. So instead I'm gonna take like each element, I think, and maybe I'll do a series. Today we're gonna start out with sheep or wool or whatever, which is like the grassy hexagon looking one. So that's the build we're going to be making today. If you would like me to actually make a series and do all of the other elements, I will. We'll see how this goes. No promises. I'm going to try to make it with my cat Flair, okay? It's going to be cute and it's sheep, so it'll be like farmy, outdoor country girl. If you do play Catan, I want to know, what color do you pick to start with? Because we have the expansion, and I always pick brown, and Tim always picks green, so, you know, everyone has their color. Okay, it's gonna be good and fresh. Hopefully nothing that's been done before. Only one way to find out. I could look it up. Okay, so let's just get into it. Howdy do, y'all. Welcome to the part of the video where I talk to you and you watch me build something. So, I want to walk you through my process because I had a lot of difficulty making a hexagon since the grid workings of the Sims build mode don't allow you to make a hexagon, at least not like one that has equal sides as they are in Catan. So I had to draw it on the ground. So basically like the grid is, you can only do octagons and squares and flat lines, but the diagonals don't allow you to like do a hexagon like you could perfectly do in real life where all the sides are equal. So that's why I had to draw it on the ground, and that's why it took me forever to get it this way. Does that make sense? Also, I'm making the sheep one where there's just a lot of grass where the sheep roam. Let's be clear, there are no sheep in The Sims. Like, I couldn't actually put sheep in the world. It's just a build inspired by the sheep hexagon in Catan. It's very niche, but we're here. So that's what I'm doing. You can see I'm adjusting the hexagon. It looks ugly for a long time and then it starts to look okay because all the sides are lopsided for a long time. But we get there eventually. And then I don't think I show it on camera, but later I add like this sandy outline because if you look at a Catan hexagon piece, they all have like a tiny bit of sand on the outside. Yeah, you can see here when you make like diagonal fences, they don't match the diagonal of the hexagon because that's just not how the grid works. I don't know how to better explain it, but if you've built in The Sims 4, you know what I mean. You can only do like a certain type of diagonal. You can't just freehand it, kind of, if that makes sense. I also play with terrain tools, which is something I haven't really ever done. I used to do it a ton on The Sims 3, but like, I think for a long time they didn't have it on The Sims 4, and so I just forgot that they had it. But I think it really made this come to life because I imagine if there's like fields and there's sheep, there'd be like little hills and like grassy hills. So I tried to just, basically this build is like if that hexagon of a Catan tile was a real place, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I've just imagined it like when I play Catan, I'm like, oh, I wonder if these like, you know, if little people lived in these houses and there was like actually a Catan world. Also, there's an airplane flying over. I'm not gonna pause for you. I'm just gonna keep talking and hope that you can't hear it. And if you can hear it, sorry. Maybe I should pause. It's okay. So now I'm building the little houses. So if you've ever played Catan, you know you play with little pieces. There's houses, or there's settlements and cities. So on this build, I did 2 settlements and a city. It'll make sense later, but I did like I made them all the colors of the actual pieces. So I did green and brown and red because those are the colors we play with the most, because typically I'm brown, Tim is green, and then either Daniel or Sydney are red. So, you know, these are the most commonly used colors in our household. So those are the colors that I went with. And they also just happen to be readily available as colors in The Sims 4 to build a house with. That makes sense, right? Yeah, so that's the city that I'm building right now. You'll see it'll start to look really familiar. I'm going off of the hope that you guys at least know what Settlers of Catan looks like. I can add little clip art, but I mean, this is what it looks like, just tiny pieces. So yeah, I build the little settlements. I also made all the colors in the houses like on theme. So like the brown house has like all brown furniture to the best of my ability. And the greenhouse has all green furniture, which honestly gave me a very weird vibe. I didn't like the green interior, but I like the green exterior. And the red one, I think, probably turned out the most, like, realistic looking as far as houses go. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but you'll see. They all, like, it looked like a barn a little bit, which I felt was very fitting for the sheep world. And here I am trying to decide which blue that I want to put on this house, because there's a lot of options. And I think I ended up going with like the same siding for all the houses. I think it was just like the base game general siding. Okay, it was Outdoor Retreat. What do you know? Yeah, sorry, I used a lot of different random packs in this one, but a lot of, like, you can download it even if you don't have all the packs, because you can, you know, decorate the houses yourself. I don't know if anyone would actually want to play with this, but it's on the gallery and it's ready to be settled. Anyway, I also picked the lot that's like on an island in Windenburg, because the island of Catan is an island, right? At least it looks that way. It's surrounded by water, and that to me is an island. I think by definition it should be an island. But yeah, I really like once the houses started coming together, I was like, okay, like this actually works, not just in my head, but like in the game it works. So I really liked how they all started to come together. I cut out a lot of like the back and forth of me picking wallpapers and stuff, because it was just like too long. Like it would have been probably an hour sped up, but that's typical. Like I don't know how people do builds while they like actively film themselves building it and then edit it together. Like Little Simsy does that a lot. But I take at least like 5 hours to build one thing, so I couldn't just like cut 5 hours down of footage, you know, like and have my camera fill up. I don't get it. I guess with like a build challenge, like the 10-minute build challenge, I could do that because it was 10 minutes of footage. Easy. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I did this little deck. I like this little deck. It's a nice one. There's lots of different shades of red I found out. So this is more of like the house is more of like an elegant red. But then on the inside, I think I tried to go more with that type of red, but there were bright reds. There was a lot to choose from. It was also hard to do the kitchen because there's just not a lot goes with red. In the inside, like if I did black cabinets, it just looked like the goth house, or like Bella Goth, like her style. It just wasn't happening. It was not the vibe. I wanted like a nicer farmhouse. Like this city to me is like, it's the upscale house in the neighborhood, but it's not goth, you know, like they live on a farm. Anyway, this is all just part of the story I'm building in my head. But to me, like, okay, so in the game of Catan, you have settlements and cities, and you have to upgrade a settlement to get a city. So I was like, the settlements are going to be like the kind of like smaller houses, well, obviously the smaller, poorer houses, and then like the city's going to be like that nice house, the fancy house. But even though it is fancy, there's still only one bedroom, so like they don't really have a lot on them. On the other houses in the neighborhood, it just looks prettier. There's more more to it. I almost put a hot tub on the like deck, but the way the colors worked, it just took away, I think, from like the red deck. It was just like a big giant square of blue in the middle, and I was like, no, that's not really, like, I want it to be red. Anyway, so you can see I'm decorating this house. I guess I started with red. I think I edited it out of order so that it was more cohesive. So like I did them all kind of out of order, but the way I edited it, it looks like I did the red house, I decorated the outside, and then I decorated the inside. Then I go to the brown house or whatever. But that's actually not true. I did it like all out of order. And you can see I just skipped so much because I had so much trouble figuring out how to decorate the red house. Like, even at the end, it still looks kind of dark and gothic, but it looks a lot better than it did originally. Because a lot of the red swatches in The Sims have like black with it. It's like red and black. But I didn't want that. I wanted like red and white, you know. So we got there eventually. It's not like I'm actually going to be like using this. I mean, I could, I guess, but I'll probably use this plot to like, if I do other elements, I'll probably use this same one and just spray paint the ground. I would like to try the brick one because I think I could just do like a brick road in the middle and make it like a city square. I don't know if that makes sense though, but to me it does. So yeah, I added some little flower boxes because, you know, farmland, cute. Cities, not cities, flower boxes. Made sense. I do wish we had like more animals in The Sims though, because then I could have had like sheep roaming around. That would have been nice. Also, I spent a long time on this back little like pathway for the red house, and I think I cut it out. Like, I think at one point it randomly cuts off, but I could be totally wrong. You might see the whole thing. Because I didn't know if I could put like an arch at the end because, well, like the ground was slanted. And when I tried to put an arch down there, it just looked like it was floating in the middle of, like, in midair. So, you know, wasn't exactly what I was going for. I had no idea I left this part in. I think I tried to put a roof over. Did I? No, I actually did. I picked one of, like, the side roofs and put it over the door. You can see me doing it right now. That's what I did. The thing that I'm doing. Yes, okay. Found it. See, there's a lot of moments like that I cut out where I was just like picking things and putting them back and forth and trying to decide if I wanted them. Like, I don't know why I kept all this in here, but here I am landscaping the side of the house. Trying to find plants that look good together. I have no idea how to landscape, so I'm just doing my best. And now we're upstairs in the red house. I obviously spent the most time in the red house because it is the biggest and it was the hardest to find swatches for, and yeah, it was just, the brown house was the easiest for me to decorate because everything, like, you could do all different shades of brown, like beige and white, and like there's just a lot that goes with brown and you can make it look happy and cozy. But like red is kind of an aggressive color. Like, it's hard to it's hard to decorate a whole house with red, but we made it. Anyway, let's see. I kind of just want to ramble, but not really. Today, it finally, well, so, I don't know about y'all, but it has been feeling really hot, really humid, and then all of a sudden, 2 days ago, I wake up and it's like 57 degrees outside. I was like, wait a minute. Every day when I would be waking up before, it'd be like at least 75, maybe hotter, and now it just swapped. Like, we just skipped the 60s, we're in the 50s now. I mean, throughout the day, it's like in the 60s, which is great. I am not complaining. I am just confused. And I'm hopeful that it sticks around, but also September here is normally still pretty warm. But I did go buy 6 pumpkins, so either way, I'm ready for fall. So yeah, this is this is the house that we've still. Oh, you can see this is where I had the hot tub out on the deck. But I delete it later. And I also had the arch out in the backyard, you can see. But I also think I deleted that later. Okay, now we're on to the brown house. Maybe I should put, like, titles in, like, brown house. But it doesn't really matter. You guys know what's going on. It's obviously a brown house. This one, as I said, was the easiest to decorate. Okay. Okay, we're already that's great. So I guess I cut out all of the. I actually don't think I was filming for when I first started decorating this one. Then I was like, oh, I should start my screen recording. So I love that little fridge. You guys know it's very cottage-like, and I love the brown house. Let me just say, it's very homey. I like the stone wall in the kitchen. Like, can I have one of that? And anyway, I think I delete that big window later and add a fireplace with two windows beside it. Basically, this house and the greenhouse, which you'll see later, are the exact same floor plan and layout. It's just different colors. So, okay, so I just cut out a bunch too. Okay, so there's a couch now. There's a table, there's a TV. I'm adding windows. We're living large. I feel like this would be like a cute little like cabin to stay in on a vacation or something. Like it's like it would get kind of old living there because you'd have to like crawl around everything, but it's also really like inviting at the same time. And there's only one bedroom and a bathroom. I also use that wood bed, which I really like. I just never, it's not like a normal bed, you know. I can't just casually put it in like a teenager's room or something. I guess I could. Maybe I could make them like into the forest. I don't know what I'm saying. I also like the bathroom in this one. I don't even know if I show you, but I do. So yeah, you're welcome. I also think okay, we're just moving on. Never mind. For the bathroom, I was gonna say I use like the outdoor retreat shower, I think, which has like the wood. Looks like it's in the forest. I did all this landscaping for nothing. I think I delete it later. Or I delete some of it. No, maybe I don't. I don't know. I had a hard time because I was like, I don't want it to look like too overwhelming because, you know, I want like the houses to stand out as settlements and I want everything to like just be green around it. There's another airplane. Can you hear that? Because I cannot, I feel like I can't speak over it. It might not even be picked up on my microphone because that's the way microphones work. But here we are at the greenhouse, stop number 3 out of 3. And then I have a lot of screenshots of the whole place to show you because I was just really happy with how it turned out. I have no idea how I'm going to make the thumbnail for this, but I think. Oh my god. Sorry. Anyway, I like that window above the door. What was I just talking about? Oh, the thumbnail? Yeah. Well, you guys will know. By the time you're watching this, you'll know what I did for the thumbnail. I have no idea. It's all a journey. Yeah, this is the exact same layout as the other house. I didn't even realize that. I think I tried to make it, like, I think I just approached both houses of, like, what is the most efficient way I could do the floor plan? And then I did them both the exact same way. But they're the same size house, so it makes sense. It's okay. What is that wall? Oh, that's the Jungle Adventure wallpaper and shower. Yes, it is. I love all the furniture. Like, that's the fridge from that. I love all the stuff from that pack. I think it's so cool. Y'all know. And the stove and fridge that it comes with right there. Those are nice. I think I did a lot of tweaking with this kitchen too. I just had a hard time. Obviously, it's a small space. I had a hard time fitting everything in there. But, you know, it's okay. You live and learn. The island did not end up working out. I can just tell you that right now. It did not. I don't know why I kept that in there. It's occurring to me that I should have probably edited this a second time before going through. No, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's all part of the process. Put a window over the sink because it's a rule. Like, it's just a rule in a house. I'm very upset. Our current apartment that I don't live in yet does not have a window over the sink, but that's because, like, that wall is not an outside wall, so, like, you couldn't put a window there. I get it. I'm just upset about it. Like, I can't look at anything while I'm washing. Actually, you know what? The way it faces, the sink kind of faces like the back door because it's like in the island. So I'm complaining for nothing because it technically does face a window. It's just a far away window. And I can't like open the window that's in front of it. Like the house I'm in now has a window right in front of the sink, and I like to open the window and like hear the birds chirp and then like feed them some food through the window. Oh my gosh, this just ended. Okay, here, we're at the screenshots now. Enjoy them. Love them. Okay, that ended so abruptly. Okay, I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for coming back to watch, even though I haven't uploaded in over a month, I think. Thanks for allowing me time to figure this all out. And yeah, it's been a rough year, so we're getting there. I know at least definitely in America, things are very divisive and difficult right now, and it can be really draining, and if it's weighing on me, it's probably weighing on some of you. And even if you don't live in America, the world is just in a rough state right now. It's been a terrible year. But my friend actually shared with me these verses last week, and he wrote a really good blog post about it, which I can post in the description, but I wanted to share that as, you know, the closing of this video, so I'm gonna read that. It's Colossians 3:8-15. So it says, "But now is the time to get rid of anger, rage, malicious behavior, slander, and dirty language. Don't lie to each other, for you have stripped off your old sinful nature and all of its wicked deeds. Put on your new nature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him. In this new life, it doesn't matter if you are a Jew or Gentile, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbaric, uncivilized, slave or free. Christ is all that matters, and He lives in all of us. Since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Make allowance for each other's faults, and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. And let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful."